Good morning, everybody. I'm your host, as always, Matthew Ginzali, and welcome to another morning mental health tip. Before we get into it, remember, every single day there will be a reason to smile in the link in the description below, so go and check that out after you're done with this. Anyway, today's mental health tip, when it comes to things like pretty much any kind of mental illness, really, whether it be bulimia or depression or sad, we have negative thoughts come in, whether they be about the situation or ourselves. Today's tip, guys, anytime you birth one of those thoughts, anytime it comes out of your mind, as soon as that happens, I want you to fight it, or at least attempt to fight it off. Now, I know that's easier said than done, and we'll get into that in a minute. What you fight this off with is up to you. Whether you counteract it with a direct response is something positive. You could also think of a positive thought that may not even have anything to do with it to distract yourself. I recommend starting off with those personally because that's how I did this. Or it could be like a great news story you heard, a Make-A-Wish video. I've done that personally, and I know from experience that work. This probably won't go your way at first. You will probably, quote unquote, lose to the thoughts for a little bit. But what I'm saying is, keep at it. Because eventually, and I mean be persistent with this, by the way. This isn't just the way I'm explaining this, it's not just you do it once and it's over thing. You have to keep at it. Build yourself up. Build your mind into something stronger that you're able to counteract those thoughts. Because you may not win right away. And you may. We autistics are often anywhere else on the curve, really. It might work for you right away, but some of you it might not. What I'm saying is, keep fighting those negative thoughts as soon as they happen. And eventually, this will build and build and build and build until it becomes a habit for you. And you want this to become a habit. Because negative thoughts, let's face it, pretty much without us even realizing it, become our second nature. So by doing this, you're going to grab those negative thoughts by their tails, yank them, and throw them out somewhere else. And replace it with a stronger, new way for yourself to think. Once you attack the negative thoughts for a while, and this becomes a habit, this could change the entire way you think. This worked for me. At first, I used to just get beat up by those negative thoughts. But then I started fighting back. At first, I used the aforementioned heartwarming news story or heartwarming video or fun fact that made me laugh. Hence why I like to do the reasons to smile. Link in the description below. Because they can be really helpful for something like that. Eventually, I started getting strong enough to fight the thoughts with a response, like, say, a common one when it comes to something like depression. The "you're alone" thing. And I would think back to myself, wait a minute, I'm not alone. I have a dog who's over there who loves me. I have family who love me. I have made friends who love me. I am far from alone, no matter how much this negative thought may try to take over my mind. If you catch my drift. Bottom line is, if you have a negative thought and you pop into your head, try to fight it immediately. As soon as you can. Alright, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'm your host, Matthew Ginzali, signing off. And remember, there's always a reason to smile.